Turn my headphones up. Louder.
Oh, yeah, we got episode 22. I can see myself now. We got our guy, Aaron. Aaron, you're actually probably need to scoot up just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
There you go. You're good right there. Aaron, he is our producer and fellow. So it's a funny story about Aaron. He's, well, I'll get into that anyways. Let's talk about our sponsors, unsponsored, sponsored. Khango subs, dub, W segments. We got a lot of W segments from this one, especially this kid, just a kid from Wyoming. Just a kid from Wyoming. Dwight Man Freddy. We got the tequilas. I sent it to Halima last time. It's Michael Jordan. I don't know why that one's empty right now. LeBron, we're working on it. Mike, LeBron. Lobos. Anyways, this is, did I break it already? I think I broke this. There you go. Matthew McConaughey. Wow.
You did break that off. Look at that.
Wow. We just had real-time action. Halima, this is McConaughey. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey, your boy here. I was really wanting to enjoy this tequila. Aaron, we got to make sure this tequila company sees this because Matthew McConaughey is not going to approve
Plenty
this.
of UT fans, too. Follow Khango. Gotta.
Yeah. What the heck, UT?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not making this up. So it looks like...
Oh. Dennis, look away. Any Dennis, look away.
Got it. Hit that dub for hitting that thing, man. Hit that dub. Oh. He hasn't hit the dub. First desk up. All right. All right. Aaron Gray is in the building. We'll get to know his story. We're going to do our shot of tequila here. Dwight Manfredi, Aaron Gray from Sheridan, Wyoming. Just a kid from Sheridan.
Yes, sir.
Episode 21. Cheers, my brother. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for helping me with this podcast.
Man, I haven't taken a shot in a while.
Yep. And guess what? How long have I known you for?
Oh, I was thinking about this the other day. So my surgery junior year would have been 2010. Probably before that, though, for my surgery.
Okay, so 16 years, and he just took his first shot with me, and he knows I don't really drink, and all you people are going to get jealous because Dose never drinks, Dose never does, and here he is, just took his first shot with him. It took him 16 years. That's called patience, people. Anyways, yeah, Aaron is actually one of the main reasons why the Daily Dose kind of started. We're getting such a good feedback, and you were telling me you did something in Sheridan, which we did your little podcast when we went down there for our last hurrah and we sold the motel.
Yep.
That was our last time in Sheridan, Wyoming. At least mine. Taj goes back because Jen's family. And he said, "Well, I have enough to be dangerous." Yep. And you said the Daily Dose stuff would be great. And so he's actually one of the reasons why we're here. And like he said, 16 years. So I was helping train him at the Sheridan High School when I was doing my internship with the strength staff, right?
Yep.
That's kind of how our relationship started.
Yep.
And I think with guys like him, you tell me 16 later you'd still be around. I didn't think that was going to happen. So here he is. He's from Wyoming. Sheridan helped train him. He ended up in Denver. Now he's in Houston with us, working out, helping out with the podcast. So, Aaron, I guess let the followers kind of know who you are, really, because everyone's in the gym is probably like, why does everyone know Aaron and who's this Aaron guy? And they probably always ask. And how we kind of met and your journey through life. I know you wanted to be a strength coach at one time or a personal trainer. You had those moments. Look at that, John. He's licking that Benjamin Blue, baby.
Good
you like
stuff.
that slide? Yeah. And just trying to figure life out because I know that was a tough component for you, and I was in a position I wasn't able to help you because we did want you to eventually come down here and do it, but we were still a startup. So, just let the people know.
Yeah, no, it's super cool.
And just the evolution of, I think you looked up to us, not just me, and what we've done, and seeing that from your side, from just a kid from Wyoming as well.
Yeah, I'll try and keep it. It's been cool being in the back, all the family, because I'm obviously closer to you and Badshaw. Yeah, age wise. Obviously knew about Taj, but he was already out of high school by the time I was coming through. But knew of him. But so same with Halima. So it's really cool. For you to let me be a part of the fam, just getting to hear their stories, because it's you have bits and pieces, but you don't get to hear. I've never been able to hear all their stories fully, so it's been really cool. And I always tell Badshaw, it's super funny. My great grandfather came to Sheridan from California way back, and he made stops in Sheridan before he settled in Buffalo. And I tell Badshaw, I would imagine my grandfather and the family had tamales from your guys' grandfather in Sheridan. So it's just a wild, just the confluence. Yep. My family is originally like from Buffalo, so that's why we're kind of from Sheridan. But I'll try and keep it short. Cole kind of went super long about high school.
Yeah, but just jump in right there. When you said that it was your grandfather, you said, what was it?
Yep, great grandfather. Yep.
So it just hit me like his great grandfather had to have had our grandfather's tamales.
Yep.
And here we are in 2025. Mm-hmm. Aaron Gray sitting in this chair, and Firdose Khan is sitting in this chair, and just like the two spectrums of life and legacy. And here we are.
It's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I don't have any evidence to support that, but it's just he was in Sheridan at the same time.
Yeah.
And go ahead. Growing up, my mom's Korean. So she was adopted.
That's where we got the Panda thing from?
Yes. Yeah.
Anyways, he was nicknamed, I don't know if I gave it to him or what it was in high school. Panda.
It was about that time.
And I just didn't even know that, and that's why we called him Panda, I guess.
Yep. Coming from a small town, as you guys know, not very ethnically diverse, which isn't a bad thing. But the nickname Panda stuck. But my mom's Korean, and my dad, he was kind of like a track guy, but his parents didn't ever have money to play sports, so he never was into sports. So, not very athletic upbringing, but my mom loved the 49ers, so she loved football, and so that took, and so I was always playing football, and I got a no dose because my junior year I tore my meniscus, like a full tear and flip, so they had to repair it. So I missed my junior year playing, and that's when you were interning in that spring, and got me right for my senior year. So originally I thought I was going to be like a high school coach and be a teacher. Like that was my I'll just be a teacher and coach, and that's it, and have my summers off. And went to play at Division II at Sheridan State in Nebraska. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, Sheridan's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and then Sheridan's real out there. And I was playing offensive line. I think I got up to almost 300 pounds. I was big. And you guys, always bring up I've always been around and always kind of been supportive of you guys, and you guys have been supportive of me. And it's, you always look at what could have changed differently if I would have, thought about really what I wanted to do, because that was just unhealthy. I shouldn't have been that big. And I should have took the risks of maybe losing weight and playing, go walk on somewhere and play a different position, try and be a little more athletic and better for my body. But realistically, that's actually what did it. I had some MCL sprains playing, and I was I can't be this big and having these knee injuries. Yeah. And it's funny now being a dad, one of my thoughts was I don't want to be like that old guy with a family and I can't play with my kids. Yeah. So quit school, quit playing there. And I went back home to Sheridan and, continued going to school, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. And this was the time I was coaching, and I was being a personal trainer. And, I thought, I think you were at 9 or you had just finished your, athlete's performance. I was oh, that's cool. Maybe I'll go do that. And, I don't know. It just all worked out where I think I was coaching and I was just comfortable, in Sheridan being a coach there and kind of leading the strength there. And, then I fell into oil and gas, and you can make a little bit more money there. And, still kept coaching and doing that. And, during COVID, the industry went down in Wyoming. So we moved, Lexi and I moved to Denver, and kept working and coaching. And then, I always came down and visited you guys here at Khango. And one day Bacha was giving me shit, and he's when you got to move to Houston, man? He's we keep doing this, hooping, and anyways, long story short, Josh Holden was there, and he owns a company. I was hey, I'm looking for a guy. And moved down to Houston. So it's been a wild ride, but it's been great.
When did you move here again? 22, 21?
Yeah, last year. So it would have been July 24th. Yep. It's almost a year. Yep.
So it's cool to see. So like, I think I want to get back to like the strength side.
Yep.
And kind of with us, what is it that, so like with me, what gravitated towards me with you and continued communication with you, because I was older and I could have blew you off, or I could have.
Oh, for sure.
But I respected him so much because of his work ethic and just his respect to him, your respect towards me and my family. And I didn't know if I could ever do anything for you, but you looked up to us and your praise for us. And anytime we need to go to Sheridan, he let us use their gym, or if we got to go to the Sheridan High School weight room, he let us in the high school weight room. And it was always cool because at that time in life, here we are doing these crazy epic things. And Taj is a Utah football coach, and I'm training Andre Johnson and all these guys, and we come back to our own high school, and we're being told that, and I run weight rooms, we're being told that I can't run a weight room, or Taj isn't qualified enough to do certain things. And here's this guy who's kind of risking his job for us. At least this is in my way of looking at it. Like, no, these guys are solid, these guys are this, and he would go tooth and beyond and make sure Dose and Taj and Bacha, or Dose and Taj are coming to Sheridan. I want to make sure the weight room is accessible to us. So that never goes unnoticed. Yeah. And I deeply appreciate it. And I know your personal training journey, I think me in general, I always feel like when I have that relationship with somebody, and I tell Priscilla this all the time, like I owe it to them to take care of them. And I always I said, man, Aaron, when we were finally starting to hire people, which is Bacha and Cole, because they volunteered a whole year. I said Aaron would be the next guy. And I always wanted that. But when I found out you were with oil and gas, and then Bacha was doing his due diligence, and you were making money doing oil and gas, it all, in the end of the day, worked itself out because you met one of our clients. And that client got you a pretty good job, I think, hopefully.
Yep.
Okay, shout out to Josh.
Yes.
A good job now. And you have your wife here, and you have a newborn, a 1-year-old.
1-year-old, yep.
And here you are, you made your way to Houston, and you're still a part of us, but without being a part of Khango in the sense of a trainer. So I think that's very cool how that worked out. And what I would like to know is, from your side, what was it that kept in contact with us, or that you respected so much of us? And then the evolution of what you've seen from your perspective and how we've created Khango and the things we've done, because you know what it's like to finally relate. You're the first guest. Yeah, you're the first, like I would say, friend, because I don't have many friends from Wyoming that have seen what we've done.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's like being from Wyoming.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, first I want to say, like, especially to like any young listeners or the interns, you brought up a good, I when you guys would come back, it wasn't, and I definitely butted heads with folks that, I would say the administration PE department, I think I kind of got the football program, I don't think they honestly really cared. It was just more rules of not letting folks in. But I definitely had, there were, some years where it was really putting a strain on it. But I think just being loyal to you guys. And I was like, I don't know. I never understood it to me what the deal was. Cause like for what you and Taj were doing at the time, I'm like, wouldn't you want these guys here? Yeah. Like, I'm confused. And I think that's what, you're asking, why I connected with you guys. Cause I think at the time I was kind of stuck in this. Do I want to be like a coach? I was like, I'd always ask Taj, like, what's it like to try and be a coach, and then, how would I get into like a strength coach role? And so, so for, it was just pure, loyalty and just legacy of the program was more like you guys prove what we were as coaches trying to prove to some kids, like, just go work hard and go do what you want to do. And kind of honestly leave Sheridan. Like, you don't need to stay in Wyoming, go be successful in what you wanted to do. So wanted to say that, and I never was looking for something in return. It was just like, hey, they're coming here. one, it's a great weight room. Like, I mean, it's old school and like, you know, and it's like, why not have these guys, you know? So that was always my thought. And then, what was your other question? The evolution of you guys.
From your perspective, because you're the first guest from Wyoming.
Yeah.
To see somebody from Wyoming go do, I wouldn't say we're the Kardashians or anything, but this is where the side, I'm very humble and I'm very grateful, but this is where the side you'll see where I think acknowledgement should be made for things that are done by a hometown, that our last name has had a founding impact in that community in fitness, strength, sports, and the culture of Sheridan. And I feel, now you have your connections.
Yep.
I feel like the Sheridan press and everything that was involved in, we haven't received that kind of love from our hometown. I think the most it was from my mom when Louis' statue was there, and that's legacy. But that Holiday Lodge Motel was, I was talking to my mom the other day, how much of a staple that motel was in that city, in that community. And I hear it now all the time. There's no Holiday Lodge. It's not the same.
No.
And I think, I told her this yesterday. I said, I think the Holiday Lodge is just as important as that once a year rodeo weekend that comes through Sheridan, Wyoming. And that's a missing heartfelt piece that's not there. So not for me, but for our last name and that Holiday Lodge and our con, I think Sheridan needs to do a better job of acknowledging how much we were a part of that. Yeah.
You know, I community. Think, and we stay in touch, you know, obviously staying tuned. And I would definitely agree. I think I think Sheridan's changing. You know, I don't know if it's kind of, and you hate saying this because it is good. There's some good to it, but a lot of folks moving there that aren't from there. You know, it's growing a lot. So I just wonder if that's what's going on. And as you know, from a small town, I think there is a like a disdain, I guess, when you leave, you know, like, sure, you guys are doing some really great things and bringing, you know, like a legacy to Sheridan, but I think there is that kind of like, well, you're not here anymore, you know, type of deal. So it's a weird, it's a weird feeling. And actually that's actually kind of why we finally left for Denver is, you know, I think my wife, Lexi, finally kind of gave us the courage of like, this is as much as we're going to get here, you know, like, kind of coming back to the strength training thing and being a coach. And, you know, I finally got like my CSCS, you know, as a personal trainer, running the strength, the weightlifting and, you know, everything was good. Like, I mean, shoot, we won, you know, won multiple state championships, me as a strength coach and being on the staff. And then they obviously go on a tear. They're on they're on their 3-peat or 4-peat or whatever since we left. And, but I think, it's definitely been a good move to get out and like try and build something for ourselves out of Sheridan, you know? And so I definitely get that. And I don't know, it's a hard thing to pin down, you know, and, maybe it was the connection to you guys, you know, just being there and you guys are off doing this. And maybe that's what like really kicked it off for us to leave. And then, but like, yeah, it was always weird bringing you guys up. You know, there wasn't this respect. Well, now there is. I think that now it's different, you know, and I don't know if that's social media. Maybe the social media is really, you know, with the kids and stuff, like knowing who you guys are around and stuff. But, yeah, early on, it was kind of an odd, to me, I thought it was odd because it was kind of like, it's not like, you know, it's all work, you know. I've seen you guys, how you guys operate. And so I was like, I don't, you know.
Yeah. I'll never forget when Taj was trying to get that job. And,
I never knew that. Like, I never, you know, cause that would have been Julian, I think, I'm pretty sure. And
so Taj was trying to get a job if you remember from Taj's episode, he didn't get involved into it, but I'll say it, he was trying to get a job, and Don Julian, who was the AD at the time and the head football coach, basically said he's not qualified enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold for a dramatic pause. And I think that was the fire that lit under Taj. Sure. And I think that was the last straw for me. Like, man, fuck this. Like, we deserve so much better. And I'm so respectable. And our last name is that. And then that's how we get treated. And it's so crazy because when you were talking about your story just right now, and I looked at you, I was like, well, the irony, I just talked about the Wyoming rodeo, right?
Yep.
And here he is wearing, so the King Ropes is a big, go ahead and explain King Ropes to the followers.
Oh, I mean, they're a longtime Sheridan family. They've got they obviously made ropes, like roping, and for ranching and rodeo, and they've got like a museum and stuff on Main Street, and now they're a big, you see celebrities and stuff with their King's Rope and stuff. Yeah, so
and that is in Sheridan, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Respectable brand and everything, and then I feel like the colors he has on ties into the rodeo.
Yeah.
Tyler's designed this shirt, Khango Country, Let's Ride, Houston, Texas, and that is the way it's designed is kind of similar to how Sheridan, Wyoming rodeo is. So it was just cool. I said that before, and I hear him talking about the story and how much we resonate to our hometown, and we wish our hometown would do the same for us. And then the second thing is we're talking about that weight room. Actually, Coach Gilbertson, if you're listening, whoever's listening, our dream would be to change up that weight room and make it a Khango weight room. In that Sheridan High School.
I actually had a Sornex rep in there one time.
Yeah.
And I got it prepped up, and I presented it to the athletic department of, hey, here, just whenever you guys decide to drop some money on the weight room, so I don't know where that is or who has it.
Well, we're going to entertain this. Me and Taj kept that a secret. It's no longer a secret. We would love to somehow accumulate that amount of money and donate that gym to the Sheridan Bronc High School weight room and make it the Khango facility and deck it out the way we would, Sheridan Bronc style and colors. That would be, and that's how much passion we have. And I think that's how much, so at the field is Homer Scott. Is it still Homer Scott Field?
Still Homer Scott, yeah.
So Homer Scott is a good friend of ours, Sam Suzor's grandfather, right? Grandfather, and his name is plastered all over that city because he damn near built it. He owns everything. Basically, he's the Tillman Fertitta of Sheridan, Wyoming.
Yeah.
And that Homer Scott resonates with everybody there, and I feel like we would love to be in that same presence in that city and to be able to donate the weight room, Khango style, our style to it, especially with Taj's knee injuries and my injuries and sacrifices. And again, back to the other Daily Dose, talking about never winning and going the distance.
Yep.
And that passion in high school days still drives me to this day of I want more.
Yeah.
I want more. And I feel like that was a breaking point for you in life. You were like, I want more and I want more.
Yep.
And here you are now in Houston. I feel like you're living your best life and wanting more. And I think what's cool is it didn't work out the way you and I thought it would with us.
Yep.
But here you are sitting behind the scenes, getting to meet some of the most prominent people in my life so far. Yeah. And I think that's even a cooler story because now you have a story behind a story. So I really, really appreciate you helping us with that. And I always talk about the biggest, I think it was Jim Carrey said, the biggest currency you have is the effect you have on others. Yeah. And just as much as I want to win every day and dominate and get my rings, I want to do what I feel like we did for you. Yeah. And for you to do that for the next person and the next person. I always say pay it forward. You said you weren't looking in anything in return, but because of that mentality, the people that get it in that world, that get those things, like I learned that from Gunner. Even our buddy Chris Myers, like he gets it. Like when I went to Philly, he picked me up, took care of me. He did, like, he's just a good dude. Yep. And never looks for anything in return. He just gets it. And we just take care of each other. And you're in that circle of people. And I always talk about people going through the fire with me. And I'm pretty damn sure you would go through the fire with me. Absolutely. And I just want to say thank you and give you your flowers. W moment right there.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate it. You got anything else you'd like to talk about?
I appreciate it.
Get off your chest.
Yeah, I mean, just to follow up on a couple things, shout out to Coach Gilby. Yeah. And I think this, I kind of always forget about this, is the Legacy Ball. I think if you remember, you started the Legacy Ball for the Bronc football program, and so that's what always. They pass it down every year to a leader. The leaders pass it down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so exactly what you just said, that's why, I never got that. I can't remember who in my class got it, but, leaving a legacy of that, what you just talked about is what, connected me to Khango. I kind of forgot what, Taj, I think that was, it's always funny being on separate sides, cause obviously Julian gave me my shot to coach. It was obviously like freshman. But I've had that said to me numerous times on my journey to get to here, when I was in Denver in oil and gas of, you don't have the experience, we can't give you this, whatever this position is, this role. And, for those 2 years in Denver coming out of COVID, that was the same kind of motivation of kind of like anytime I was in that interview room and they said that, and it was just, it'd be very odd because Taj was kind of in the same position in coaching as he'd put in the time. He had all this on his resume, but then for some reason they're like, oh, you're just missing that one thing, and it was kind of like a superficial thing of like, you don't have the experience, you haven't done it yet, which is kind of odd because it's like, well, that's what I'm trying to do. And so I understood that from Taj because that's finally when I got to here to Houston, meeting with Josh, shout out to Josh. He's like, yeah, he interviewed me and the land manager, and they're like, yeah, we'll take a shot on you. You come down to Houston, and it's been great. And then obviously being around the gym full time, like that's been super crazy. And then
what's your experience with that gym? So like now that you're a Houstonian from Wyoming,
well,
if you had to describe what Khango is and just when you're an everyday guy coming in that place,
it's so having trained with you guys from the high school weight room to like Pure Energy to like wherever, getting the workouts from you and stuff. I never was able to get to 9, but I still get it's just surreal, like walking up the stairs and the music's blasting, especially like if I come at 6 and I'm like before 6 and you guys are still working out, it's like, but that's what it has always been. Yeah. You guys were always, it's just cool to see the vision come together. Cause like, like I said, like, I've always done the workouts with you guys for a long time. And, but it's just it's the whole vision together, the setup, the colors, the theme, obviously like all the posters and stuff, is you guys. Like if, I've been around long enough, like that's like, Gladiator, Rocky, Batman, like that's you guys. And then the music and, yeah, it's just cool to see. And I still get surprised sometimes, like how am I here? Like this, this gym's still here. It's so cool. And then, I think like you were saying, you guys talking shit, but that's always, people are always like surprised, like, why are they getting on you today? And it's like, well, I've known them for a very long time and I'm used to it. And it's, maybe I need to up my shit talk game, but like, that's not me. I always just like, like, okay. Yeah. But, I think it's, and I've always been I've always visited for like a year or so. But I think being here full time now, it's like, I don't know. I still get like, it hasn't got, like boring. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's always something new. It's always, there's the energy's going to be there. And you don't know what to expect,
And then thinking about like, talking about that, looking at it now that you're Houstonian, just like the network of people that Khango has, it's pretty crazy, right?
I think me coming and visiting, I never got that, right? Cause it was just, I'm here for an hour or whatever I was doing, working out. And now that I come, pretty routinely and getting to meet some of the folks there, yeah, it's pretty wild. And then helping you out with the podcast, that's even crazier. Some of the folks we brought in, I'm like, wow, that's great. And it does help me kind of like learn a little bit more about Houston. So it kind of gives me a leg up being new here.
We talked about it with our client Zane when I met LeBron. He was so ecstatic for me because we always talked about you're one person away.
Yep.
You're literally one person away. And now you are in that position now because you've taken a risk in life. You've moved from a small town. You faced some adversity. You wanted to go the distance. And now you're here in that circle of people, and Josh is one of us. Josh is a high performer. Oh, yeah. Anybody that I truly feel like comes to Khango is a high performer, and it's our duty every day when they come in for that hour or the fucking 2 hours, Alan and Daniel. Just kidding. That it's our duty to set the tone for their day.
Yep.
So it's their championship. It's your championship. It's on us to bring that energy, which is hard to do 9 hours out of the day, and bring that to you. Yep. And now that you're in that circle, you're reaping the benefits of being in that circle of people. And now he's going to know somebody. Now you're going to know somebody at the gym because of somebody. And then that's going to take you to the next platform. Mm-hmm. And why does that happen? Because you wake up at 5:30 in the morning, you're at the gym and you're running a day and you're living a family and you're doing all these things that compound to quote unquote success. Yep. When all it took was going back to our high school days and Coach Gilby, just work hard.
Yep.
Work hard and do right.
Yep.
Show up on time. Don't be late. Don't be a straggler. Respect people. It's like all these little details as you get older, people don't do anymore. And I think you can see now, being from a small town, those little ethics that our family gave us separates us from the world now. Because Josh is like that type. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. How you doing? How was your day? Goodbye. That's why he loves Khango. Mm-hmm. There's an intimate there. Customer service, freshly folded towel, clean gym, clean shower. Everybody's taking showers. Like that was my thing, having clean showers, because the other spot wasn't. And then that goes back to how you were talking about us being us. I always tell people we're not portraying anything that's fake or acting like anything. What you see is the Holiday Lodge Motel. So the Holiday Lodge, there was no weeds on the concrete. There was no dirt on the concrete. Mm-hmm. The edges of the grass were perfect. We cut our own lawn. We did our own flowers. The rooms had a special touch to it. It smelled clean. It was an old place, but the damn thing looked perfect. And we got that from our parents, the work ethic. And we were talking about how important that place was to that city. I remember when we would have to power wash the front. I don't know if you remember those days. We'd have to sweep up the whole front of the Holiday Lodge, at the sidewalks in the front. Yep. Power wash it, and then we have to spray the what's that stuff called? For the asphalt, the black stuff. Oh, okay. What's it called? Not coating. I'm
blanking now too. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Yep.
To make it black and sealer. Yeah. Sealer. We'd have to seal the parking lot. And everybody would drive by and honk, and because we had our shirts off, we're all working out. Then the next person would pull in and say what's up. Then you drive by, they'd pull in and say what's up, or they'd honk by. And then we're all hanging out, watching the cars go by, having lunch. And then that gets done. Then we go clean the cars, and then we detail the cars. And more people stop by. And then my dad's having a cigarette. And then my brother's over there. And then more people stop by. And then we finish the day. And then we go out and we sit out in the front, enjoy our fruits of our labor, and we repeat it. And I bring that up because I'm bringing up Wyoming again. Those were the best moments of my life, and we were able to take that and translate it to Khango now. It's the same thing, just a different place. Yep. And we were talking about legacy and like seeing Kano in there all the time, because we're older now, so we think about our childhood. Oh, is he not going to have the motel? He's not going to have these things like we had in Sheridan, or go to a Bronx game, or go to the movie theater or the bowling alley. But he's creating his own happiness in Houston by coming to Khango. So instead of the laundry room at the Holiday Lodge or wherever he was going on in your life, he gets the gym. Yep. He gets to see Uncle Dos. He gets to see Auntie Alima. He gets to see Uncle Bacha. He gets to see Cole. Then he gets to see Gersh. That's his happiness, and we make our own hours, just like the Holiday Lodge was. We have to work a lot, but it's our own business, and it just goes back to like legacy and being who we authentically really are, and that got us where we are in life. And it's funny you brought up, being on the side of how people kind of didn't respect us, but we didn't understand that. And it's like, Brady McLean.
Yep, I saw that post.
Did you see that post?
It was real cool.
I think we can hopefully have it saved. So Brady, we really weren't close at all. You were in band, weren't you?
I was in band. I was in jazz band.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So Brady was in our band and jazz band, and we weren't ever close. I think we bumped heads a couple times because I think when we were super younger, he might have been a Packers fan, I think, and we were Bronco guys, I believe. Yeah. And then high school, he got into wrestling, and he kind of got along with the other side of the family that I described that we didn't get along with. So we were never like this. So he made this post yesterday of me in a freshman yearbook or something like this, and he was talking about living rent free in people's minds, and he used us as an analogy of like going after your dreams, and we were never too close. And I respect the hell out of these guys and putting their families on their back and now running a business and an empire. I think he said empire in Houston. And it was cool to hear him say that because he was never really he was an associate. He wasn't really a close friend. I didn't really hang out with him, but we knew each other and band. And just to hear him say that from afar, and I've had no relationship with him since high school, meant a lot to me. And it proved that continue to be yourself. Yep. Even just like when John Black, remember John Black didn't like me? Who the fuck is this guy? And he's like, I really like this guy. And like, I forget sometimes I need to continue that because that's the impact you have on others. Because sometimes I'm always like, fuck that motherfucker. Yep. And sometimes that's needed, but sometimes it's not. And those were reminders because when those two instances happened, I never treated those two guys badly. Yeah. Just because they felt a certain way because he hung out with the other side of the family or he heard something from somebody else about me, I didn't let that derail me to show them who I really am. And in the long end, they got to see what we're really about. Yep. And yeah. You're I think one piece of advice that Taj gave me when I was in Denver because I started to coach there, and it was cool. It was this kind of same thing where. What you're talking about is this, you just got to be true to yourself and work hard and know what you know. Cause, some people aren't, they don't operate that way, and just, this is from a coaching, but that was the same too. I'd run into folks there in Denver where I was working that, just don't operate like Josh, I guess, so that's what you guys have done is created a culture and a community of like, these are high achievers, no matter what you do. I mean, you guys have a wide range of clients, that do way different things, but they're all high achievers. And so, I think that's coming back to one of your questions about like, what has Khango like evolved into? That's what it is, is a community of like, anybody there is a high achiever in whatever they do. And that's the reason why they come there. And it's, talking about the Holiday Lodge, like, I remember, you guys doing that, the flowers, I think that I just remember that you and Bacha always working on the flowers in the summer and cleaning up the rooms. And, that translated to me, how to run, I, doing my odd jobs and training in the weight room, like keeping things tight and clean. And, I think, just having that routine and having that attention to detail, that's, I think you always hear me say it at the gym and I put on the board a lot. How you do anything is how you do everything. Yep. And my mom, she never gives herself enough credit. And I'm going to cry. Sometimes she feels like she could have done better for us, but she did amazing. And same with my dad. They did an amazing job raising us. Looking at it, as I'm 34 now, I'm gonna cry. And it's seeing Sathaj as a dad to two kids, and him just basically winging it. Like he didn't have the dad there at the end of our life to like help him how to be a father, and he's doing an amazing job. And trying to run two businesses and be there for his brothers and sisters and his mom and all of us, and trying to juggle all those things and still be a family. And then, Halima pursuing anything she wants and still overcoming every obstacle she's faced with. Samina always holding down the family, having a steady job. Both went to prominent colleges. None of us have ever gotten into drugs or alcohol or like fucking, or just dumbasses. Like we've never done that. Mo, he continues to stay positive. He's fighting that. He's got a thing called valley fever. Which is a fungal infection, and he's just got to work his way through life. But every day he's like still kicking it, doing his thing, working every day, and having a positive impact in his life. But again, not doing stupid shit. And Bacha, we all know his work ethic with everything. So it's like looking at it, those hours of putting the sheets on the bed and the pillowcases a certain way, and having something smell a certain way, and folding the toilet paper at an angle so when a guest comes in, and when it's Sturgis, having certain things or little touches like having the ice tray of beers and Cokes just for the long haul. Like, she taught us all that.
Yeah.
And we may or may not comprehend it the way I do, but she did. That's why Khango operates the way it does. Cause it's just like, it's like folding the towel. Mm-hmm. Why do we fold the towel a certain ways? Why does it smell a certain way? And that all came from the Holiday Lodge and her. So,
yeah.
Ummi, we love you. Daddy, we love you. And you guys installed some serious work ethic in all of us. And everyone thinks I'm the crazy work ethic person, but I think if you go to every person in the family and ask them that, they're going to say the next person.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it's Badsha, but I got it from Mo. But then I look at Taj. Taj may say it's Badsha, and Badsha may say it's me, and Halima may say it's Amina. But you know what that creates? That creates one strong fucking hard-working circle.
Yep.
And it's hard to break that circle, whatever happens in life, because we were molded and shaped by adversity and so much love, humility, and hard work. And that's what it's a staple of it about. And this is living proof with it. And how old are you?
30.
30. So yeah. Now that you're here in Houston and you're around this type of environment and greatness, I like to use the word greatness around us, because I say, if you're wearing this, you represent something. You're not just, that's a brand name. It means something. Just like when you wear Kobe's, you can't disrespect it. And, you know, you take pride in wearing that and an avid support for us. And then I want to ask, you've taken the supplements?
Yes, sir.
So supplement-wise, it's pretty cool to close us out, because every time we came around, we were the one advising you what to take. All right, what are you guys taking now? You guys still on Muscle Farm? Or you guys taking?
Yeah,
always makes a switch up. So years of taking No Explode and being on that supplement journey with us, and nitric oxide pills and Lukic and Gakic and Muscle Tech. What was your first thoughts when you saw the Khango Sups, the bottle, and then the taste and performance? And just, again, seeing it from Wyoming.
Yeah.
Damn, these guys got their own supplements now.
Well, I mean, it was cool because, like even the Advocare, which I thought was hilarious, sitting here listening with Halima. I was like, oh, shit, like I completely forgot about the Advocare, and then, working with Bacha at GNC. So first, the bottle, the detail, the detail on it is like next level. Like, again, working at GNC, like that's.
Oh shit! You worked at GNC too.
Yeah. And
he's literally a con. He's a con right there.
It's just like, all these little, like I could, just right there with you guys. But yeah, like the detail on it is like in the logo and stuff, like is something you would see in the store. So the attention to detail that Taj and Basha had is like, that's the level you guys are at. And then I even told Bacha I was I had run out of God, I don't even know what I was taking before. Probably still max effort, to be honest with you. I had I got a funny story about that too. But so I was out of max effort, but you guys were just about to release this. So I was like, okay, so I don't want to buy a big bottle of something until it came out. And I was taking I think Optimum Nutrition or something. Just, it was cheap on Amazon. And I was telling Bacha, I was like, I was having some really bad headaches, bad. I haven't had, and I knew, from taking supplements for a long time, I'm like, it has to be the pre-workout, and immediately when I got the wild, headaches went away. So that delayed caffeine, I told Bacha that next day, I was like, dude, that's the real deal. Cause I was having bad headaches. And then the Warrior, I like the orange. That's what I've been drinking. I haven't tried any other flavors, but recovery wise, last week when I had the flu, I ran out, and I wonder if that maybe set me back because I didn't have my aminos. And so, of course, that's my daily after the gym. It's cool. Again, seeing you guys doing the Advocare thing, Basha working at GNC, and then now you guys have it as it's not a surprise. It's not oh, I know. It's, you guys always do what you guys say you're going to do. And then the level of it is that's actually, I'll say that Lexi said that, my wife, she doesn't take any of the supplements or anything like that, but I showed it to her and I was like, man, look, I'm showing it off to her. And she's like, she even said, she's like, well, that's what I would expect them to do. She's like, I would expect this standard from them. And, that's my wife. That's I'm fighting tooth and nail just to get her to come do a class one day. So, yeah, that's what I think, man. It's cool.
That's awesome, man. I love how you said it like that. I expect that from them.
That's what she said. And I was like, damn. I was like, all right.
She said that. And every time we do something epic, I said, that's what the fuck we were supposed to do.
That's the standard now.
We were supposed to get that person.
Absolutely.
The only time I didn't do that and I was a super kid was the Shaq and Shaq and LeBron thing. In the moment, I said that. But in both those moments when I met Shaq and LeBron, I manifested that. I said somehow, because I was training Shakir, his son, Shaq's son at the time.
Yep.
And I said, this is going to lead to me getting to meet Shaq.
Yep.
It didn't happen the way I envisioned it to and manifested in the gym. It happened in a more organic, Shaq story. Sorry, Shaq story. And then we'll close it out.
And I've got a max effort I wanted to tell
pre-Shaq story. Funny story first, go.
So it was wild in Denver. So I'm coaching, right? I'm trying... I was about to be the OC for the high school that I was coaching at. This would have been 2 years ago. I'd reached out to Taj. Anyways, I sat down with Brad Pyatt. So he was the original founder of Muscle Farm. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember why the hell I was having lunch with him, because he's a coach too, high school coach.
Small ass world.
And it was super funny because this was about the time this would have been about 2-3 years ago, where, you guys keep everything pretty tight-lipped, which is, and I understand that. And I just knew something was going on with max effort. And I was like, I don't know what's anyways. And I have this lunch with Brad Pyatt, Muscle Farm. And so I have to tell him, I'm like, well, shit, dude, like I worked at GNC. I took this salt. And I was like, I took it for like years, and he's like, yeah, man. He's like, that original formula was awesome and all this stuff. And I don't even think I brought it up, but he brought up, well, the board brought in this new guy, and I'm like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, that's freaking Corey, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I'm like, and so, and he taught, I'm like, he doesn't know that I have any connection to you guys or anything. And so he brings that up and talks about kind of whatever happened there at Muscle Farm. And so anyways, this long story is kind of like, so that happened. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, I wonder if that's what's going on with max effort, and I'm trying to, usually I just go to Badshaw to see if he can give me, but he always keeps his lips tight. And all Badshaw said was, oh, we're just making our own supplements soon. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then, then you guys have kind of told me that about that falling out a little bit, but I kind of told Badshaw, I was like, well, I mean, it tracks. I'm like, the guy that started Muscle Farm kind of just off the cuff told me the exact same story. So, it's not just you guys. So,
and the goal with that is too. So like with Max and Muscle Farm, the goal is to get to as big as Muscle Farm got to, but they got too big too fast.
Yep.
Max has got a great organic feel with the small town vibe. It's a happy medium of both.
Yep.
But it's still crazy to hear stories like that because, again, I was never in those rooms, and now same thing with you. You knew you were one person away because you knew this person, and you knew that story, and knew that story.
Yep. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, and then I guess I don't know if I ever told you, I reached out to Max Effort multiple times when I was running the weight room, at least just for the aminos. I was never like keen on letting the high schoolers take the pre-workout. And so, you kind of bringing up the high school thing, like I could see that where that's coming in with Sheridan, like, hey, you guys will take these recovery and stuff like that. And, anyway, so it was just a weird confluence of like, how I'm knowing all these people, and it's just, anyways, it was just kind of an odd story about Max Effort, but yeah.
So it's funny you said that. So we were talking about like people not believing in you or going through adversity, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think I posted this with the AJ Brown thing. Let me just hear it out. I think it was this one, and I loved it. This is how I operate. Just how Khango subs would have never happened without the transition of Max. Like, I needed that push because Taj was waiting on me. I have so much respect and admiration for them.
Yeah, you're too loyal.
And I'm so thankful until I am to this day. It was just more of like acknowledgement, more of like help. I'm a young kid looking up to you, and we're starting our own thing, and we respect you so much that we're seeking advice. And then after that, it turns into 0 dark 30.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Yeah, it's like it kills you. It hurts because you look up to somebody so much, and you always given them the everything. Like you never look, just like Mike Mencia's. Like that man's great. I don't need LeBron. That's LeBron's guy. Like, I'm not going to take for nothing. Like, that's them. Corey, Max, that's them, man. I respect you so much. I push your product. I give it to any main person I ever knew, or anytime there was lunges, we give them the shout out. I didn't create lunges. I didn't create band tension. I learned that all from them. And just to like have mentors just to kind of radio silence you after you seek some advice, and then you start this brand and it's still ghost. I get we're competitors now. I get we're in that, but I have other people that I'm like that with that are text me every day still. Mm-hmm. Didn't have to be that way. So
well, and you were always like that. When I was trying to be a trainer, you and Taj both. Like he was always kind enough to give his honest opinion about being a college coach.
Yeah.
He never sugarcoated it. He was like, this is the life if that's what you want to do. And you did the same way. About strength. If I went to be like a college strength coach or as a trainer. So
yeah. So this was the quote. Getting back to it, the reason why I brought this up, because all of these things, especially if you listen to Daily Doses, it made me who I am. Like, I needed that nemesis, or I needed that push to get me to where I'm at. You needed the Tommy Gunn to go against. You need the Ivan Drago, or you have to be Iverson and cross up Michael. It just happens. Like, that's what pushes people. There's this one right here.
Being attacked is a sign that you are important enough.
One more.
Being attacked is a sign that you are important enough to be a target. You should relish the attention and the chance to prove yourself. If everything is easy in life, if everyone loves what you're going to do, and you have no enemies, you have no opposition, nothing to resist, you're just going to be mush. You're not going to amount to anything. You're not going to be able to push yourself. You're not going to be able to change, evolve. Muhammad Ali said, if I didn't have Joe Frazier around, I would not have become the great boxer that I am. A nemesis like Joe Frazier put me on a much higher level. It is the truth, though. Without the Joker, what's the Batman? I love the idea. Relish the chance to prove yourself. Pressure is a privilege in that way. Being attacked.
Man.
Love it.
Isn't that real as fuck? So real. So I was, in my life, I always ran this. Remember when I was younger and I talked about 9, these guys are older than me. I shouldn't have to tell them what to do, blah, blah, blah. And then all those things occur, and then this stuff, like, did I talk about faith on this thing yet? I think I did. Like, that is my destiny. Yeah. This is my destiny. I've meant to meet these people, and I'm meant to go through these oppositions because God, or whatever you want to believe in, is putting opposition on my fucking back and said, this is your path to greatness. Yep. And I always say, every time there's that fucking window of oh shit moment, on the other side of that is that greatness moment. And every time there's been an oh shit moment, there's been that greatness. And because of opposition, I'm fucking standing right here, and I'm proudly standing. And it's just like AJ said, I'm not complacent. This opened up, I'm not complacent. Khango opened up, I'm not complacent. And if you're fucking ready to go against me, and I made that daily dose yesterday, I was like, you better be willing to fucking die on that VersaClimber. And it sounds corny as hell, but that is where 3 a.m. happens. Mm-hmm. And it's not just a fake, phony 3 a.m. post one day and then the 7 days it isn't. And I've learned that from my mentors. But sometimes that shit happens and you got to keep it pushing because these motherfuckers aren't losing sleep about you and your business and your life. And I say this to Priscilla. I was like, you can get fucked in the ass or you can be the one fucking someone else in the ass. And I'm not going to get the one fucked. So you got to push through the opposition. Don't cower down. And that's your path to greatness. Everybody, LeBron, look at LeBron, man. LeBron could have been cool with Michael and Kobe, all these guys, but he had his own path to greatness. Yep. Kobe, same thing. He didn't say, fuck, everyone was talked about that clip. Mike is black Jesus. And Kobe goes, Black Jesus, that's Mike. I'm fucking did this guy too. Like, hold up now. And like, that's some, even and to relate to this generation, Anthony Edwards, they kind of, how he talks. I was just watching his YouTube thing talking about, he told his player development, I want to be the best player in the world. Yeah. And by making that statement, his player development coach telling him, you know who we're going up against, right? The LeBrons, the Kobes, the Jordans, and the commitment to greatness that takes. And he says, I don't care. That's what I want to be. And you got to be that delusional to think about that shit, because without delusion, how are you going to get there? You just got to start somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep saying it. It starts right here. Everything you're seeing is manifestation of what I've wanted my whole life. And it took opposition, it took hate, and it took friends to turn into enemies, and enemies to push me to even go fucking harder. And if this doesn't get you to fucking up out your seat and motivated to see 2 kids from Wyoming pursuing their dreams and greatness and sitting here talking about greatness, and we're sitting here talking about, again, you're sick of this story about LeBron James and the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl team, and I go down the list, Andre Johnson and James Harden and all these guys, by the grace of God, that happened because of hard work.
Yep.
So... Great clip, great quote. Ready for the Shaq story? You got something to say?
No, I'll end out after your Shaq story. Yeah.
Shaq story, end out, and we're out of here. Dubs. Shaq story. So Shaq training his son Shakir. Everybody knows I love Shaq. Shaq's up. That's my number one. And Andre's real cool with him. So I was always poking at Dre, hey man, I gotta get Shaq. I love to meet Shaq. And Dre's not the type to be like, get it done. Like he'll analyze.
Yeah.
Now that I know him, analyze. Yeah. And so one day I knew he was coming to DJ. I told Dre, this was a while back, hey man, Shaq's coming to DJ. I'd love to meet him, or if you're around with him, I'd love to just pull up if I can. Didn't respond. But that's Dre with me. He's supposed to be on the podcast too. So anyways, he said Shaq's in town. I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm not going to hear from him. I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to ask Shakir.
Yep.
And then get a FaceTime call from Dre. I'm like, FaceTime? I'm not thinking anything of it either. I said, I better answer. Dre's calling.
Yeah.
And she said, what's up, Dre? I said, what's up, man? I said, I got someone I want to talk to you. I said, what's up? He hands the phone to Shaq. I'm in my car. Oh, Shaq! This is literally how I'm saying. Shaq! It's like, oh shit, Shaq, I got your shoes on right now. I go like this, I didn't even flip the phone. Just like, again, a kid, like I'm not gonna, this is really my raw reaction. Shaq.
Yeah.
Say, oh, what's up, man? You gonna meet us out tonight, right? At the DJ. And he was DJing at Sakai or whatever. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna be there. And then he's like, all right, I'll see you there then. And then he gives the phone back to Dre. I said, Dre, am I going? He said, yeah, you wanna come? I said, yeah. He said, all right, meet me at the Post Oak. So I told Priscilla and Halima. And we went there, we met Dre at the Post Oak, and we see Shaq. I'm like, holy fuck, that's Shaq. We didn't get to meet him yet. He was walking his way to the van. And then so we're with Dre, we follow Shaq, and he must have recognized me because I had the Ultimate Warrior shirt on, and obviously I had the Shaq Reebok Shaq Attacks.
Yeah.
And he starts walking over to me, Dose! And I said, Shaq! And I let him get like one of these. I put my arms around him like this, and I put my head was right at his belly button. I said, man, I appreciate you for everything. I was like, I know this is touchy, but I loved you and Kobe, man, and being able to touch you, I felt Kobe's presence, and I just loved my whole childhood because of you, and I love everything that you stand for, man. I appreciate all the memories. She said, man, I appreciate that, man. That's love. And then
that's awesome.
I introduced Halima and Priscilla, and we're just having a good time. He's doing his thing. He's getting ready for his set, and people were starting to take pictures. And I still can't believe, like, we're with Shaq. Like, he's treating us like, and because of Dre, and right up to Dre. And he had to go, and they were stopping the pictures. And because I got my picture, and Priscilla was next, and they were being very nice. He had to go get ready, and Shaq goes, I'll come back for you, I promise, to Priscilla.
Okay.
And so he goes on set. He did a phenomenal job. Shaq's legit. And Priscilla had a photo shoot the next day.
Uh-oh.
And she's like, I'm going to go. I was like, you sure? You don't want your picture? It's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I came here for you. I said, okay. I swear to God. Shaq, the first thing Shaq does when he gets off his set, when he sits down and gets his water and towel, he says, Dose, where's Priscilla at?
Where's Priscilla? Give him a picture.
He remembered my name, and he remembered Priscilla.
Damn.
And I was like, oh, man, she had a photo shoot in the morning because I told her she was Miss Houston, and she just pageantry, all this stuff.
Yeah.
He said, give me your phone. I was like, okay, here you go, Shaq. Shaq makes a video, and we'll get the clip for her to give it to you.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Priscilla.
Priscilla, you left me. I was going to take a picture afterwards. I'm sorry. I owe you one. You and your boyfriend can meet me up at a hookah bar and be here for 2 days. I would gladly take a picture with you. I apologize. I was getting ready for the show, but I thought you was going to be here. I know you're getting ready for your practice show. I love you, and I'm leaving Monday, so it's up to you and your boyfriend to find me. Love you.
I said, man, thank you so much. And I met him, and it was just the highlight of my life. So shout out to Dre. And I think it was this podcast we were on in this episode. No, it was the other one, Daily Dose. Shout out to Slay for being a real client and getting me to meet LeBron. And shout out to Jen Slay. She was sneaking with the camera, and because of her, all the guys got the comfortable action with LeBron to get a cool picture with him. So without those two, none of that happens.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was
never heard that story.
That was the Shaq story. Dope. I don't have the pretty cool. That's that. And I look back at it. So the 4 people that are on my list. Number 1, Sylvester Stallone. I think that's what God's saving is best for last. It was Shaq, Hulk Hogan, and LeBron. Those are my top 4 Mount Rushmore who I wanted to meet in life. And the second tier would be The Rock. It'd be cool.
Yep,
like
Rock. Yep.
I'd love to meet The Rock. I think it'd be great. And Will Smith was always on my list.
Yeah.
Those 2, and then
Will Smith,
Arnold.
yeah.
If that happened, it'd be
Arnold,
cool.
yeah.
But I wouldn't. Those other 3 don't move the needle like I got 3 of the 4, and I'm so blessed.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's the way the universe is working for it. And then last quick story, but then we get to the end and close it out. I almost had Stallone, Gunner, because Gunner trained him.
Yep, right.
And Gunner hit me and said, hey, Sly's coming over to work out for 3 days. He's got a 3-day window. Can you book a ticket to come in? I'll make a smooth introductory. Tell my family, say, fuck yeah, I got to book that ticket. So we booked that ticket, and Halima let me stay with one of her friends, Samin. Shout out to Samin. And he was literally a mile, literally Sly. A mile, 0.25 away from where Gunner's gym was. So I was only there to meet Stallone.
Right.
I lunged the mile, 0.25, which is normal to me, from in LA to Gunner's gym in Beverly Hills. And I was just waiting, talking about waiting. And then just waiting all day in the office. He was going to toss it up when he worked out, and he's like, okay, he's not going to make it in today. He was complaining about his neck. He did a little hack squat action, and he's just kind of flared up. I'll be there the next day. And then the next day, he got too caught up with work and busy, didn't make it happen. His neck was still flare up, and I missed out on it. And Gunner was so apologetic. Well, Gunner, I believe in you, and I appreciate you even letting me take that trip to try to make that shit work. But
Yep.
Got you, Shaq. We got LeBron James. We got Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Again, it's just like LeBron. He was so genuine. And the other thing about LeBron's story, I didn't say in the last one, he made it very clear to say hi to everybody that was in there. And he just saw so many people before. So he gets it, and that's why it's hard to replace him.
Yeah.
You have anything else? We had something to close out with.
Just 2 things to help close you out. Yeah. The family thing, you were talking about Taj, because, with my daughter, Margot, helping you with the pod, like, I think, and Lexia's seen it too. I don't know, we were talking about routine too. The one thing about the pod that's been great for me is that drive that that your clients or friends have that we just talked about. Like, it's motivating to come in on these days and listen to these folks talk, like John Black, Blake, Tart. And then obviously, of course, the athletes, right? Me being a coach and an athlete, like, always good to hear their mindset. But like John Black and Blake, like those 2 are like super motivating, and like, these are how top performers, professionals operate. And it's given me a little bit of motivation of like, going for that goal. I think I see the vision now of like what I would like to have, talking about the legacy with Kano and Cash and your guys' family. It's like now with Margot, it's like, that's what I want to, because I think my parents never really had like a business like that. My dad's parents did, but it was just like an RV park in Buffalo. But, so like I wanted to say that, like, so being around you guys and seeing how you guys operate as a family, and then being able to help you on the show is like, it'll be hard for me to ever give it up. Like, cause it's like that, it gives me some motivation and like gets me reset for the week. And then, the one thing that's really been hitting home for me is I'm a big podcast guy. Like, I listen to a ton of podcasts, and, Prof G's one I've been listening to, Scott Galloway. He always says, greatness is in the agency of others. And that's what I think about with Khango, right? I mean, you just talk about you're one person away, like you've got all your athletes, of course, like Dre to Shaq, but like, Blake, I mean, shoot, just the 6 a.m. crew, like getting to know some of those guys and what they do, and like they're high performers. And it's just like, damn, like,
Warren.
Yeah. Warren. Yeah. Like Warren was like just a hustler, man. And just from Houston. And then that's the other cool thing. A lot of these guys are true Houstonians. Like that's like, they've built something up, they weren't just handed it, they've grinded, they hustled like Warren, and like built something, and, just how they operate. And, like Josh, Josh is super successful, and, just seeing how they get to operate, and why they value that workout time. Like you said, like, hey, I'm just here. I just want service. I want to work out. And so that's what I wanted to end with. Those two.
What was
things.
the quote?
So, greatness is in the agency of others.
Greatness is so it's cool that he said that. And he brought up those people, and then I haven't forgot about you, Daniel and Alan. You'll be on the pod eventually, but Daniel Zeppelin, one of our great clients, he said he was going through, I forgot what court case or something he was in Philly for, and he said because of Khango, he got one of the biggest payouts, and like it was his championship game, and he said he owed a lot of that to Khango, and that's when he has at his peak performance. And same thing with Alan Fallick, he couldn't squat, couldn't do these things, and once he started adapting the training, his life changed physically and mentally and financially, if you want to look in terms of like that. And that is your quote, and that is that shirt, and that is what we represent and stand for, and I take fucking pride in, and that's why there's no other gym like Khango. So when you see that, it represents something. It doesn't represent a gym, it represents so much more. And we have such a different, diverse culture, and we're working on the intimidation, but you know what, ladies? Sometimes you need the intimidation to be great.
Lexi, we're working on it.
No, don't be afraid. It can be intimidating because we're all about manly men and gorillas and Cobra.
Speak on that, though, to the ladies. Because I tell this to Lexi. I'm like, one, she'll never go to the 6 a.m. class. And I'm like, that's not, I'm like, if you ever went, that's not what the 6 a.m. class is like. There's other times of the day when other ladies come to the gym. Explain to the ladies out there, what is it like? You know, is it the Khango maniac, shirts off, yelling at them with the belt, you know, and or is it a little more laid back? Or is it a little, you know, give the ladies what a workout's like.
So honestly,
for the divas,
I think people a lot of people who know me. The old me, as Gladys would say, yelling, screaming, but Bacha and them took that over. So you get that environment because that's just who we are naturally. Like women or not, that's that's who we've always been. So we always talk about doses and mad. Somebody pissed dose. They've always been like that. But I would say don't be afraid at all. It's not like that. It's like Hollywood. Well, Hollywood's a tough subject to bring up right now.
I know, yeah.
It's like the new Hollywood and coming up in Austin, Texas by Matthew McConaughey.
There you go. Yeah.
We're going to get fucking McConaughey to send us a damn Pantalona. New tequila. It looks intimidating from the pictures and videos, but when you come in, the type of women you'll see and people, it's not a cult following. It's not a Ozempic body. It's not a shredded body. It's everybody has their own shape, size, or form. We work with post-pregnancy ladies. We work with pregnant ladies all the way to their pregnancy. Jen, Aurelia, Katie Berkman, all these people we've helped. I would say majority of our clients are women. It's just getting to that culture of the Lexis of the world and other people. It takes that first step of coming in. And it's just like anything. What's the hardest part about waking up is fucking the alarm. Once you get the alarm, what happens? Your day's just fine. Same thing you come into Khango. The second you come into Khango, and we're making those stories right now. There's women that in the West U area that are coming in. They were so intimidated at first, and now they love it. And now they love it. And they're adapting that mentality, buying the gear, wearing the stuff, and kind of coming out of their shell and screaming and yelling and talking a little bit. But that's what it's all about. But at the end of the day, when it's that camera's on, Sly, watch out. Hey, Sly. Hey. 7, we got to take slide training. Go play, Sly. Play.
Get close to the camera there.
You gotta swing up that camera. What was I talking about?
The ladies.
The ladies, adapt to it. It's not as intimidating as you think. And honestly, other classes are way more intimidating than Khango. If you think, hey, Sly, you're messing up the frame. Sly, come here, now. Enough. Place, let's go. Come on, place. Good boy.
He's like, I didn't get my moment. Didn't get my moment yet.
Down.
I will. You saying that now, I just realized something. She came in with me though back in the day, so that's why she thinks that way. That's the problem.
Definitely.
That's good.
And me, I'm actually the nicest guy in the gym now. I'm the quiet guy, training the privates, being this. But when I come out. But no, in all seriousness, it's intimidating, and I get it. But we all take the approach as if it's not a shame on anybody, but if our mother was coming in for the very first time, how do we treat her? Because she doesn't exercise like that. She's a hard labor worker. And we always put our mindset of like, okay, if this was somebody's mom, not just our mom, but like if this was somebody's mom who is very scared and have all these ailments and doesn't know anything, how are we going to treat them in a big group service? And that's why. And then the music and everything will kick in, but that's just a part of the environment. And at the end of the day too, I've come to understand that maybe it isn't for everybody. And that's okay too. Not everybody's for everybody.
Well, and like maybe the 6 a.m. is not for everybody, you know, but you guys have different times.
Different times,
you can come
totally.
in
and then you have the options of booking a private owned class yourself if it's a group of girls, or it's like 2-on-1 or 4-on-1. And we have a great team, and the interns are doing a phenomenal job. Luke, Neil, Cam, Hannah. Am I leaving out anybody?
No, that's all I see in the morning.
If I am leaving out anybody, I'm very sorry, but they've adapted the way they've becoming in their own. Mm-hmm. I was just telling about on his birthday, he's developing to his own man. These interns are developing in their own man. They're learning, they're working hard, they're doing their workouts, they're finding things that work for them, and that's what it's all about. What was your quote again?
Greatness is in the agency of others.
Greatness is in the agency of others. When you walk into Khango, that's that. So that's a dub right there. Boom. Aaron Gray, just a kid from Wyoming. Me, just a kid from Wyoming. Benjamin Blue. Boss Cat Lounge, boy, Khango subs versus the world. We will be number one. I actually need to change. Priscilla saw this for the first time. The 500 million mark. I got to change that to 1.2 billion because 1.2 is my goal. And if you know me, if I met LeBron, you best believe I'm going to get that 1.2 billy, boy. So, end it out. Matthew McConaughey. New Hollywood.
Get us a new one.
Get us a new one. Shit, man. We would love for you to sponsor you and get you on the podcast. Take that trip from Austin, Texas to Houston, and we'll show you how it's done. As Bacha would say, all right. King Ropes, Khango Country. Let's ride. Dwight Man Freddy, Khango Sups, Tequila waiting on anything, Slides licking. 2 guys in the Super Bowl. Shout out to DeAndre Hopkins. Didn't go your way. But we still love you, dog. You're a real one. Shout out to Dre for the connection. Shout out to Slays for the connection. Actually, shout out to everybody for the connections, because without all this, none of it's possible. And I fucking love everybody.
Hey, I got a D-Hop story. I know we're going long, but I do want to shout out to D-Hop. I had a buddy of mine in Denver. He's the manager of the Lifetime we worked at. He's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Okay.
He went to the game where Kansas City went to Denver.
Okay.
And D-Hop gave his son gloves.
Really?
On the way out. And that made my Caleb, if you're listening, you better be listening. You keep saying you're going to come to Khango. But he said that was probably the best interaction he's ever had with D-Hop. You know, I think D-Hop just came up and gave the gloves to his son. And, and I, he texted me that, and I texted him back, because you've always said, I'm like, hey, that's D-Hop, man. Like, he always will do that. So shout out to D-Hop for giving him the gloves, and we'll get Caleb down here to come. He follows you guys out of Denver. So
just crazy talking like this. Did you hear all the names that came out of our mouths today?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy, and it's the biggest blessing, and we're humble, grateful. We want more. It's Khango versus the world. Aaron, thank you for coming on. You know how we do it. We got an official setup. Again, shout out to Joe, bro. And you know what? If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Suck it! Khango Daily Dose. Like, subscribe, share. Shout out to everybody. Aaron, you got the juice. Shout out to interns. Oh.
Turn my headphones up. Louder.